How y'all doing? How everybody doing? The day's going down. It's in a in a mode of the STP. The STP meaning St. Thomas Project, going down hard and heavy back in, you heard me, 1972. They did the damn thing and it was in raw form, you heard me, and they had it up and it was going high and heavy with all that good you understand that good, you understand what you put out there on that street, you heard me, it goes down there with it, doing it live with Big Baby, and it goes down hard in the paint, and it beats that way. Back in 72, we give it 70. We were understanding that parents were trying to still get food stamps. They still had the milkman passing through, leaving milk at the back doors. You could leave your doors unlocked in the St. Thomas Project in the 70s. I mean, it was just right past the 60s. It was in the 70s in the St. Thomas, and had no one to fear, but things started changing. And that change came about along in 79, beginning part of 80. And that came up with they call crack. Yeah, and then they had the same time before the crack hit, they was already in motion with Lovely, which they in turn identified it as to be angel dust. Yeah, it was going down hard in the paint, and they had the other products they call what you do when you use other than you have that tea. Yeah, the Boston Tea Party passed. Yeah, back in what 1776. Well, like I said, it was in the 70s and 76. That's when the tea hit again. But it was not in Boston. It was in New Orleans. It hit hard and heavy. Yeah, it did it like that, and it's called tea. And you heard me, line it up, do it just like you do the yayo, chop it up, and you make a line and you snort it up, and you on your way. You already halfway there. You heard me? Going down hard in the paint. This is how it went down, and no disrespect to those who didn't get intertwined with none of that went down, but those were the things that was going on to keep the black man and the black woman mind from being able to take care of their children properly. Do you get where I'm going at with this? Do you get where I'm coming from with this? Do you get where I am with this already? Doing it live, Big Baby, right here. You heard me, Opinion Talk Show, and we in the 70s, going up into the 80s, dealing with the St. Thomas Project, and it was hard and heavy. You heard me, and it goes down like that, just like you see them on the porches, hanging and swinging, they jamming off some music. You heard me? It's going down like that. Always had some soul rocking going on somewhere in there. You understand? If it wasn't the Neville Brothers over in Laurel Court, all right, it'll be, you understand, called Jubilee on the other side on St. Thomas, and would it be Josephine doing it live right there? You heard me? Busting it wide open. You understand? From coast to coast, doing it like that there in one circle. Already know where the horseshoe at. You understand? We already know where the back horseshoe at. And you understand, which was the new one over in the new side. You understand? Thing about it is, it goes down hard in the paint, and you just name it and claim it, and it was all in with it. Because if they wasn't in the front coats on the porch, later on they was in the ballrooms on the corner doing the damn thing like they wanna, and it was all fun and good in the hood. You had Five Star, you heard me, and you had Mama, My Place, you understand, My Place, and that was ran by Big John. Yeah, going down like that hard in the paint, and it beats that way, and it is what it is. But at the same time, you had Disco Bruno, DJ doing it live, you heard me, running what that was, 8 in St. Thomas, you heard me, and he seldom going juicies, you heard me, and do the damn thing on the wooka wooka whoop whoop did, and he hit My Place coming down. He got all three spots. It's all over with by the time 5:30 a.m. get there. You heard me? We be all up in there doing it live. You heard me? And it wasn't no bullshit. It wasn't no gunplay. Wasn't no. It always was fun play. You heard me? But time changed. The rhythm changed. the strategies changed, all kind of things changed. But when that changed, then it came down to where the buildings changed. Yeah, the buildings, they ain't start walking or moving, they start crumbling. They was tearing them down. But that was the number one spot to be in for any kind of storm they hit. Because when, like I say, in the 60s, when Bessie hit, whoop, 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 you heard me? It went all good just like that. You understand? It went down hard in the paint, and it goes down heavy like that in that area. But at the same time, shit, they had some things that people would would not want to even speak on, would not even want to talk on, because it's so much went through and went down in there because of other rural areas with projects. You heard me? And we had family members. I mean, everybody have a family member in somebody's project, but just for some reason they just can't connect, and they started killing each other. Shit was going down bad. It was spooky wooky, doing it like it is already going down right now, and it's showing up, and they talking that big old stuff, and it just don't get right. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. Fuck it, motherfucker. Say I'm free. Fuck the rest of that. You heard me? It goes down hard in the paint, and it is what it is, and it beats that way. But we're gonna take it right back into the 70s. You heard me? Because it was going down lovely, beautiful, and Kool-Aid like that. There, they had the Boy Scout clubs. You heard me? They had the Cub Scout clubs. You heard me? They had the Girl Scout clubs up in there. All that was going down. We were celebrating, doing the damn thing, but they mistracked on why we got together from the beginning. Why? How they mistracked? Like I said, what hit? That T hit, that Angel Dust hit, and then that crack, that the rap, that was it. It was done for history, for how we was gonna go about connecting to get out of our sickness and positions and bad fallings that we were in already. Every time we have a chance to come together to get something started to do a new regime, the regime, not the old one died, but the one that's supposed to be the new starter, it happens like that, you know, and it goes down like that from Martin Luther King to, you heard me, Malcolm X. It goes down hard in the paint, and it's not about the individual. So don't look for an individual to be out there outstanding, to be out there out front on the front line, and I made it to the top, and y'all behind, and y'all gonna be there without me, and no, it don't go down like that no more. Everybody who of some type of understanding to support the change of our history and black history, black culture, is like underground railroad. Yeah, it's an underground railroad that they don't want to come up on that surface, because there really ain't no tracks. There ain't no tracks, so why would they want to leave a track? You heard me? That's why they trying to stay under that radar. But the thing about it is, we have some people that's up on the top, in the front, on the, you heard me, claiming this and claiming that, and doing what they saying they doing, and giving it time to develop, to reach the point where the undergrounders are at already. You understand me? Now, if you don't keep up with the one that's up above the track, giving it to you fluently and rationally and irrationally, but humorously, if you don't keep up with it that way, you will never connect with the real underground leaders that's already been doing the defining and the searching and the seeking the way out of this, you heard me, pandemic that's been on the black culture, the black men, the black women, the black race for a long time. So this is why black man landed in the St. Thomas Project, in the Magnolia Projects, in the Callio Projects, in the Fisher Project, in the Iberville Project, in the Lafitte Project, in the St. Thomas, the St. Bernard Project, in the Desire Projects, in the, you heard me, it goes on and on till you wind up saying, well, who had this first? The white people had it first. That was a place of a heaven for them, where they The government paid their way, but when it came to the black man getting in there, the black woman getting there, they made sure that the woman got in there by herself. She couldn't have no man living with her. They come and search the house monthly or every 2 weeks or so, and you better not have a man's shoe under the bed. You understand? These things, not even in the closets. So these things came about, and that messed up the woman respecting the man and having him as the head of the house, because it's already been taught how to make him not be the head of the house, how not to be respected, how not to be loved by the woman that loved him and carried his kids. You understand? Because they want to penalize. Y'all hear me on that? They want to penalize the black man if he don't work. They want to penalize him. They want to either lock him up. During those times, you had no way of being out to work to get it to pay it. No, you was in, because that was their way of making monies off of the citizens who's paying the taxes for to have the facilities like that for the fathers that were not able to provide for the children. So they locked them up. But the extra monies that come through that goes into the hands of who's ever over the facility and working there. See, so it's a lot of money in there involved. But it comes to a point where it happened. And during the time it took place, they had this, in the 70s, they had this sniper shooting. Okay, and he was hitting from off of Loyola Avenue at the, what that is, the Holiday Inn above on the roof. And he was hitting from there to Charity Hospital. He was shooting from there to all the way as far as up to Uptown on Magazine and Camp. Yeah, he was able to hit that far. He was able to hit cops on the ramp by the hospital. It was so much going on with that sniper. To the quiz is, who can give me the name? Then you understand what I'm talking about. And it's a man name. Now I'm gonna give it to you that way. But at the same time, it was going down hard in the paint, and it's still going hard in the paint. Now that they've gotten our minds off a track for how we gonna come back from the deficit of being against each other for no apparent reason at all, they change up on their strategy and they redone it all over again on you. So in turn, those who were elected and selected by our vote, they failed. So the pandemic really hit when the crack hit in the 80s. It was all shit, all for self and self for one. if you ain't done, you done. You understand what I'm saying? It was going down hard in the paint, just like that. And it is what it is, but at the same time, they had other things taking place that I may not be mentioning. But there are some people that can, you heard me, relate to what I'm speaking on. Because this is the situation that's got us in this time zone that we're in today, trying to figure out how and which way we should go and how we should play the next strategy that they've thrown on us up against our elective councils that we have. They know more, but they cannot express the things that should not be exposed, but they try to lead you to go the right way, but at the same time they can't make you do it because it is to damage the situation anyway. But at the same time, we can't blame them for us not understanding what's being changed up and from which way we were planning to go. So long as we go the right way, what they change up on that side doesn't matter, because our route exists. We just have to get back on track. And that's the underground, because see, those who speaking above the ground, they exposing what shouldn't be exposed. Like, I mean, it happened whereas though our ancestors mentioned different things of how God approved to them the ways to go and how to do what they did to get freed from under captivities of different things that was going on in their lives. So, we go into Jeremy, and you'll find out if you read the King James Version, you'll find out where as though he spoke to Jeremy and told him he was, already ordained before he was in his mother's womb. So the deal is, if he did that before he was in his mother's womb, well, where was he before he got to the mother? Don't now, some of y'all got to get an understanding up, and if you don't, just listen and learn. And the deal is, we all come from our daddies, our on earth daddies, our own earth fathers. You understand? We come from them because that's the one that God works through, man. That's why man is the head. But they put it to where our women has not been protected by the man, to where the mental acceptance of a man being the head has come slim to none. They figure they can work, they can do their own. They don't need no man whoop to whoop. But at the same time, the man holds the command of God in him. Woman don't hold that. Woman can pray for God to assist the man to help her. So where is it still coming from? A man. The man holds that barrier to God. Because woman come from man real side. Understand what I'm saying? And they won't accept that no more because of the trauma, the tragedy, the things that they've been through from slavery, and the way that their ancestors taught them to be towards men of our color, of black men. They'll adhere to another race, they'll submit to another race, but what they submit to the black man from which they came from, who came from dirt. The white man came from the dirt. Dirt is not white, dirt is brown. And understand, these are the things that we have to understand and accept all over again in our lives in order to turn back from the ways we once lived in the projects. You understand? Because we have to take it to that realm of understanding that we have to fight together, because a nation departed shall fall. And that's what they did. They turned us against one another. But our fathers tried to get us together, bring us together by letting us know that's your brother, that's your cousin, that's your aunt, that's your, you understand? So we won't harm each other. But we allow the drug to make our decisions on different things that happen between us. We decide to allow people with their opinions to cause us to be irrational towards one another because of their opinions that affected your emotions. You understand? So these things took place. That's why this is the Opinion Talk Show, and everybody has a voice, can speak when called upon. You understand? Or can speak when the one that's speaking has spoken. But the thing is, you have to understand the conversation and know what you want to be an input to, not to you don't want to, the thing is, we have to stop trying to say who's wrong. We have to understand that that's an opinion that has to be accepted because it has a point of view that we can all, if you see it, well, you don't feel you need to hear it, but other people that come behind you that can't see what they are speaking on needs to see that to get to where the point that you are on. Meaning that you at 9, well, the one that's at 6 need to hear what happened at 6, meaning in 6th grade, not what happened in 9th grade, because they have to catch up. They don't need that. So it's all in order and decency that we have to come together and turn back to God. But as we going forward with it, I'm just giving you some good pointers on living in the St. Thomas Project. Wasn't all that bad. in the beginning. But when they throw these different monkey wrenches in there, yeah, like that was a monkey wrench when they threw tea and they took coke and then they threw the crack. Oh man, that's some monkey wrenches. If you wasn't strong enough, you wouldn't survive it. I'm serious. It ain't no joke about it. And they got witness that can understand. If you got to, you can, if you're a witness, you can understand where I'm coming from with the situation. Press like and subscribe. Understand? This big baby doing it live right here. Understand? On Opinion Talk Show, and you get it told right here on point all the time.